And I have another message to put out. So there's a lot currently going on, and I have to basically give background information in terms of why these things were happening and some updates, right? So Atlanta is in here. A lot of you guys watch my channel. A lot of you guys do not know I live in Atlanta. And Atlanta is not a bad place to live. Atlanta is just very messy because of the type of people that live there. Atlanta is also a place of high indigenous activity. Okay, there was a lot of spiritual warfare there because of the civil war and what it meant to destroy Atlanta in that civil war. Okay, Atlanta is ancient. They're called the Mahoka Indians in the Mississippian religion. Hold on, in the Mississippian religion. Sorry, Mississippian culture. They are part of the Mississippian culture. There's the Mississippian cultures of Native Indians, and then there's the Georgian cultures of Native Indians. So Georgia had its own thriving native towns, systems of trade, plant life, etc., and very a lot of spiritual activity. Some of the Seminole Indians were there as well. Okay, so in Georgia, in Georgia, there is actually a specific place that's a portal, and they're trying to build a space base over there. Why are you trying to build a space there? What are you doing in space? Thank you. So they're trying to build on these different like indigenous portals that were closed. Again, that portal was opened up because of delusional karmics that wanted to play with fire. So in Atlanta, I told you about this virtual reality thing. They were uploading me, several other people. There has been a lot of chaos in Atlanta. There's a news channel called 11 Alive, and you can see every single day. They've had to stop reporting because it's just constantly. There are multiple shootings, huge building fires, a whole lot going on in Atlanta, and it's because of this virtual reality simulation that they had gotten started once again. You guys know Metro Boomin. Because of that virtual reality simulation that they set up, that's how she ended up getting murdered. It was not, the boyfriend killed the mother and then he killed himself. That did not happen. They were both murdered. And Drake had his hand in that. Drake tried to have me ambushed at my apartment. I was like, I don't know what I was doing. It was like 3 in the morning and I went to go get something to drink. And these dudes hopped out of a Dodge Charger and pulled out a gun on me. And I just looked at it. And I just looked at him and I walked away. Nothing happened. He's in jail. He wanted to be hood out there in Future's hood. So he started recruiting some ratchets to do shootings and a bunch of other bullshit. And this is involved with some of those RICO charges that Young Thug got. Because he wanted to prove a point and was paid for bullshit to go down and a whole bunch of other stuff. He was having sex with one of the Atlanta PD officers who, if you look on that 11 Alive, she's like a mixed woman, blonde with like blue eyes. She's mixed race. He was sleeping with her. She was editing evidence reports, helping them fudge crime scenes, start a bunch of drama, and run this virtual reality thing that's like spy magic and a bunch of other bullshit. Rashida from Real Housewives was in there because the female that worked at the leasing office at my building was dating her son. Rashida ended up getting really sick because of the magic and fuckery that they were doing. Okay. You guys know a lot of the rappers, T Grizzly, Quavo, Migos, all of them, they live out there. All of them started getting charges and a whole bunch of other shit going down. Now, my thing is I don't condone fuckery in the streets, but there's a difference between fuckery and street justice. So just let that be the line of judgment there. And then also minding your business and people adding fuel to the fire to escape their charges. Okay? So people were putting them in spy magic. I'll sell you out to the feds. I'll do this and this and that. A lot of the OnlyFans hoes lived in my building. A lot of the hitters lived in my building. They were using this police officer and another one named Shirtia to tamper with people's records. They were tampering with the rappers, putting them in spy magic, getting information and starting shit that they should not have been starting. Everyone is getting charges. It's a whole bunch of nonsense and bullshit going on. Some of these officers, it was going so far as, ooh, I would take the gun out of the evidence room and put a dirty gun that you tried to sell somebody or get me his fingerprints and I'll just like put it on the fingerprint report. Oh, give him a cup of lean or give him this chain or some shit like that. Or, oh, you do his hair, make sure he touches his bottle of grease, right? Type of thing. A lot of nonsense was going on. That officer has since been fired. It was coming out that she was also having a relationship with Drake. And because of what was going on and the chaos that was happening because of this virtual reality simulation, the Atlanta PD chief of police has been removed. There's a new one. I'm gonna let you marinate on that because a lot of these karmics are starting a lot of drama in every single hood, and I have to come and talk about it. You guys heard about that girl that was kidnapped from her friend's apartment and it was like all over the news in Atlanta. They set her up for a ritual because they were kidnapping a lot of little black kids and brown kids to do rituals on them because they thought, oh, well, we can get spiritual powers because, like I said, some stupid karmic started instructing them to do something like that. It was drama constantly. I'm happy to be out of Atlanta, but it's really tragic what has blown up in the aftermath of me leaving. There has been so many killings and shootings, it's just ridiculous. And it's because of this portal magic and spell work that they were doing on top of that spy magic. So now, what's happening here is karma. I have to also talk about the DA. Thank you, Fonnie Willis. She's from East Point, the hood. And Lulu and Shantae, that was another drama that led to a lot of killings because Lulu lives in Atlanta. She got her ass whooped because she was playing with spell work and got caught up. Lulu, I love House of Oshun. Okay. She was doing spell work, starting shit with bitches that didn't like Fonnie because they wanted Fonnie's mate. She is the district attorney. She's not involved in drama. She has, they were starting beef, saying that she was doing this and doing that, getting information about cases, leaking shit into the media, starting chaos. Lulu's on the run. Just letting you know that. Because she got beat up at the grocery store because they found her. Shantae got jumped too because she had somebody's cannabis store robbed, playing with spy magic. And this is again what I'm talking about with these karmics that are playing games with this portal warfare because they opened up that portal again in Atlanta. Because there's one in Atlanta because there was a few plantations that were sealed. They opened them up to play, to use that energy of death and toxicity to run magic. Just like people try to run magic off rituals, they were running magic off the passing of people and portal warfare, which is what those portals are. So now we have a situation where people are trying to handle business and do this and that. The hood is getting raided. It's 21 Savage, Migos, Lil Baby, T Grizzly, a bunch of other rappers and stuff like that out there, even entertainers too, people who are influencers. Drama and chaos going on like nobody's business. Brandy had her hand in that too. Somebody ended up getting shot because of her mouth, playing with those tarot cards again with these ghetto ass bitches from East, not from the East Point, they're from the North. And It's not East Point versus the North. It's about what's currently brewing that I have to talk about Atlanta because it was spy magic that started it. Didn't nobody tell? Didn't nobody start? Didn't nobody tell anybody out? It was spy magic because everything had to come out and it was peace, right? Right? Because I was there. And then all of a sudden I left. The protective shielding left. Boom, drama, more drama and chaos. And go on that 11 Alive. I left Atlanta in July and go look at that 11 Alive since then. And that's going to be the testament to this bullshit. They started so much nonsense and chaos. The director of the FBI in that area, he's out. He's like in witness protection. What do you mean? The director of the FBI, not GBI, because the director of GBI is out too. Ooh, GBI is Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Atlanta chapter, right? He is in witness protection because of the bullshit that got started there with spy magic and this virtual reality chaos. So now there's a bunch of goofy delusional people trying to profiteer off this fuckery and nonsense, selling people out. I'll give you information about this hood if I can get a grant or if I can get clout or if I can get on social media. And that's what's been going on. Harlem, you're next because something explosive is happening because of Robin and these 51 bitches that she had in Spy Magic. I have to talk about that too. And then on top of that, right, there's a whole lot more going on. They kidnapped and cloned the DA of Atlanta because she was doing her job. They started so much madness with her. She had to hire private security around her house. And it's because they let rogue bitches into the police office that wanted to get dick in exchange for, I'll give you his license number in his van. You could put a tracking device on that. Just type in the VIN and then you have the tracking device. Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell you how that happens. Do the electrical engine. Oh, he has a case coming up. Let's put this gun in the evidence room. Ooh, that's gonna be so funny when he finds out. Ooh, I know his whereabouts. I fuck on Gucci on the side. Let me go ahead and tell him because Gucci Man was the one orchestrating all this nonsense. And he put out a song with Quavo and a few other people, and they don't fuck with him at all. These are old songs, just to let you know. Oh, he he got a house full of bitches because he's trafficking them. Ooh, let me put that as the address. Let me get the money sent there, or let me set him up because he doesn't want to mess with me no more. And when it comes down to Keisha, he did love spells on her, and it's a bunch of shit going on because of who her brothers are in the hood. So that's that. It's old murders that then came up because of this virtual reality simulation. It's a lot of nonsense going on. It's a lot of exposure going on, and it's causing too much chaos. And about this nonsense with Lulu and Shantae, she runs a coven of females. And if you join my coven, I'll protect you. I have hitters all over the nation because I'm the top tarot reader. I'm the queen of tarot land. I know all the celebrities, which is not necessarily true. A lot of people have gotten false charges. A lot of hoods are in straight warfare because of Lulu and her mouth playing games with those tarot cards and lying and using her connection and few celebrity readings to start a bunch of shit. So the way she gets people into this coven is you have to eat her out when she's on her period. It's blood magic. And that's how you get tied into that whole coven and whole ritual and be a part of their coven, play with their spell work, which is all deactivated. And it's just a bunch of rituals and bullshit. And she was the one doing rituals for a lot of these rappers. Diddy and all them that were doing death rituals. It was Lulu there while women were getting stabbed up. The bodies are all popping up all across Atlanta. Look up Lake Granier. All bodies popping up. All these little kids missing across Atlanta, it's them doing that. All these black bodies of little black women turning up across Atlanta, black and brown women, it's them doing that. Rituals. And the feds know because they play with spell work too. That's how they get some of these men caught up and set up on OnlyFans and a bunch of other shit. Because it's who you guys are in space, in your indigenous body. So they play with you on planet Earth to see if we can play with your federation. Let us use your warfare speech. Give us these herbs and plants. We want to take these women for ourselves. In exchange, we won't capture your physical body on planet Earth. It's a lot of nonsense going on. That's what happened to Gunna. And the judges getting paid and involved in bullshit. And it's a lot of madness. And of course, Stephanie was involved. And that's why she is being hunted right now. And that she wishes. I would highly advise those of you guys involved in that drama to separate yourself. There's so much that's going on. People see other people at parties and events. They walk by them, start screaming in their ear because this virtual reality, when you upload people, it attaches to their ears and their eyes and their senses. You can't get yourself out. Wait, oh no. Oh no, no, no. They're gonna unleash it to society, and then that's what the war is gonna start. They're using it to get people's information about beauty ideas, hair ideas, fashion ideas, music ideas, and starting shit. And a lot of this is being because stupid indigenous hosts in space. Oh, I know Offset in space. I know this influencer in space. I want to sleep with their physical body. Or I want to make them my mate. So I will destroy their physical body, or I'll start nonsense with their physical body. Cardi had talked about the water supply in Atlanta. The water tastes funny. They tainted the water supply with chemicals to put mind control magic to get people to act out and do delusional things. Right, chanting, dangling, exactly, looking very stupid, and just doing a lot of nonsense. And I just had to talk about it because this is the price that people have to pay for these hoes to get clout online and to start shit. All of them did it. Now, LA, that's a whole other good transmission. LA, I'm just going to say this has actually been quiet. Why? Because Ermias Nipsey straight stepped down and said, if you start any nonsense in my hood, LA is my entire hood. If you start any nonsense in my hood, you are going to get the hammer. A few people have gotten shot and killed playing games. So that's just that. So that's all I really got to say. And this is one of the reasons why Atlanta is out of control. It's that portal fuckery. And this is how it ended up manifesting. There's a lot currently going on. You saw Clark Atlanta, the school blew up. There's a lot of beef that had gotten started. There's beef and warfare that's being rectified from former generations that went to Morehouse. And it's straight causing warfare now. It's coming up because this spy magic. There was some nonsense that happened where, oh, do I even speak on it? They were using an operative, and she is a Latin woman, and she infiltrated the Puerto Rican community in Atlanta, which is very tight knit. And she exposed some shit she was not supposed to expose because she was actually working for the feds at the end of the day. Like, oh, pop your pussy over here and get some money, which is a whole program ran by the feds. They go on OnlyFans and Instagram and recruit these Instagram models and these busted babies to go play games with these masculines. And some of you guys are like, oh, well, I'm not in the hood. Some of you guys, your masculine just runs a barbershop or something like that, and they got these busted babies playing games with him because he knows a lot of these hitters and shit like that, running stuff. So then what ends up happening is these hoes start playing with them, and then everyone's business gets leaked. They're putting spy magic on him, spell work on him, a whole bunch of stuff. She ended up exposing something because he stopped fucking with her. That was very lethal. It blew up and spread all the way from Atlanta to Florida, up from Florida up to Washington, D.C., through the Carolinas and Virginia. And you know what's going on. And you know what I'm talking about. Blew up in Philly. Meek is cleaning that up. Philly's next because they started so much shit over there. It's ridiculous. And Empress Bella was involved in that. Then it traveled all the way up. New Jersey, New York is on fire because of this madness. And several women in Puerto Rico ended up getting slaughtered because of it. Who told? Right? So I really advise you guys involved in this nonsense to really start to get yourself together because there's going to be a lot of karma and chaos and carnage for what you started. That's all I got to say. You tarot females that play games and play with these blood rituals, all of them did it. Stephanie did it. Lulu did it. Naisha did it. All of them did it. All of them did it. That ritual with Lulu. You get power, you get access. I know hitters in your area. You just have to do this. That's how I know you won't tell. And she records it and shit like that. And they have them doing like kill rituals, recruiting people. Oh, you did a reading for her? Check her energy, scan her energy. Because they got initiated in like real dark magic. And then they be targeting people that way too, getting kidnapped, stuff like that. You don't even know that. Why? Your address on your PayPal, or they play with this tech nonsense. Do you remember what I told you? They have different technology on their website where they sold merchandise or my stolen classes. And now, did you hear about that Biden cash where there's a zip file of thousands upon millions of credit card numbers floating around? How did they get that? Thank you. It's the technology that they were using. When you go, you buy something, they pull your information. Over time, they get up to $100, $200, $5 missing here, $10 missing there, $3 missing here. I didn't even know. Right? And you didn't even know it? That's all I have to say about that. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. Atlanta, please stay safe. I'm not coming back over there. You guys started too much. Goodbye.